I know I told myself I know I mentioned earlier I hang out with Gemini videos, but I changed my mind. Gemini video, but my mind. Okay.
Based on the available information, it's difficult to provide 5 specific things Wendy Williams said about James Charles. The search results showed general connections between them in pop culture discussions, often alongside other public figures and drama, but don't explicitly list 5 distinct statements she made about him.
Okay. Holy. Okay.
While specific verbatim quotes are hard to pinpoint without watching hours of The Wendy Williams Show, here are 5 things Wendy Williams generally implied or said about Bod Bobby, Danielle Bregoli, based on common media narratives and reported interactions.
Bad baby.
1. She questioned Bod Bobby's authenticity and rapid rise to fame. Wendy often commented on the Cash Me Outside phenomenon, likely expressing skepticism about how a moment of viral defiance on Dr. Phil could lead to a music career. 2. She discussed Bod Bobby's ghetto persona and cultural appropriation accusations. Wendy, being known for her direct commentary, would have likely addressed the criticisms surrounding Bod Bobby's adopted accent and mannerisms, especially in relation to black culture. 3. She reported on Bod Bobby's feuds and drama. Wendy's show thrives on celebrity drama. Bod Bobby's various public spats, like the one with Iggy Azalea, would have been prime Hot Topics material, with Wendy offering her unfiltered opinions. 4. She commented on Bod Bobby's financial success. As Bod Bobby began to earn significant money from music and social media, Wendy would have undoubtedly discussed her surprising wealth, perhaps with a mix of disbelief and commentary on the state of the entertainment industry. 5. She reacted to Bod Bobby's personal struggles or controversies. If Bod Bobby went through any public issues, such as entering rehab, Wendy would have reported on it, often with a mix of concern and a characteristic "I told you so" undertone.
So.
Let's give a warm round of applause to Miss Daisy Brooks for her amazing work.
Okay. Yeah, move on. That one was just awkward.
Wendy Williams often discussed celebrities and their careers, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was no exception. While direct, verbatim quotes about him can be hard to pull up without extensive clips, based on the general tone of her show and recurring themes, here are 5 things she likely said or implied about The Rock. 1. She commented on his transition from wrestling to acting. Wendy often noted how wrestlers successfully, or unsuccessfully, made the jump to Hollywood, and The Rock's immense success in this area would have been a frequent topic, probably with a degree of marvel at his ability to become a global box office draw. 2. She discussed his massive physique and how it plays into his roles. His muscular build is a defining characteristic, and Wendy would likely have made observations about his physical presence on screen and how it contributes to his action hero persona. 3. She reacted to his various movie releases and box office performance. As a celebrity news show, The Wendy Williams Show would have regularly covered the performance of The Rock's films, with Wendy offering her opinions on whether they were hits or misses. There's even a search result indicating she joked about Skyscraper not doing great at the box office.
Okay.
4. She addressed his public feuds or collaborations, such as with Tyrese Gibson. The Rock's well-known disagreement with Tyrese over the Fast and Furious franchise was a notable, hot topic. Wendy would have certainly weighed in on the drama, likely speculating about the underlying issues and The Rock's perspective. 5. She touched upon his personal life, though often with speculation rather than confirmed facts. While she generally didn't delve deeply into his private relationships unless they became major news, Wendy was known for her Hot Topics segment, where she'd often share rumors or her feelings about celebrity personal lives, including his family or relationships.
Yeah, right. Hang on, y'all. Okay. Not getting much information here.
Yeah, I know, and I'm so sorry. I got off work late. Traffic was kind of hectic, but here seems like not a great ways to these days. If this happens again, I'll have to write it up.
What do you mean you'll write it up? What are you gonna do? Fail the child? Maybe give her an HOA violation? Make her take the bus? She's late to figure out what are you gonna do? Nothing.
I completely understand. I promise it won't happen again. Are you okay? I don't like
Yeah, she's fine.
Hold on.
Take that long.
Parent to sign this. It's a permission slip which allows Aquarians. No, yeah, sign it. Just
Yeah, because why not to do that?
a parent needs to. Yeah,
Thinking back to 2008, here are 8 characters that were commonly found annoying by audiences in movies, TV, and video
Why is
games.
she annoying?
1. Maurice Pitka from The Love Guru. Mike Myers' character in this heavily panned comedy was widely considered grating, unfunny, and often offensive, making him a central reason for the film's negative reception. 2. Bella Swan from Twilight. While the Twilight phenomenon was huge, Bella's brooding, indecisive nature and tendency to put herself in danger for Edward's attention often frustrated viewers, particularly those not swept up in the romance. 3. Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie. In her initial appearance in the animated film, many viewers found Anakin's young Padawan, Ahsoka, to be whiny and annoying. Her character grew significantly in the later TV series, but in 2008, she wasn't a fan favorite. 4. David Rice from Jumper. Hayden Christensen's character was criticized for being unlikable and showing no real character growth despite his extraordinary powers. His apathy towards others' suffering and smug attitude made him hard to root for. 5. Roman Bellic from Grand Theft Auto 4. While a well-meaning cousin, Roman's constant phone calls, neediness, and knack for getting Nico into trouble could become very irritating to players trying to enjoy the game. 6. Nikki and Paul.
Oh, wait. Phone call. Nina's next. We're getting Nico in trouble. I remember that Grand Theft Auto. I don't remember him giving his cousin gave him in trouble.
Hello from Lost. These 2 characters were introduced in Season 3 of Lost and were widely disliked by fans. Their introduction felt forced, their storylines weren't compelling, and many viewers felt they were unnecessary additions to an already complex ensemble. The writers even acknowledged this by famously killing them off. 7. Mr. Rossetti from Animal Crossing. Though not new to 2008, Mr. Rossetti continued to annoy players who dared to turn off their game without saving, appearing with lengthy scolding lectures. 8. Slippy Toad from Star Fox 64, frequently referenced as annoying still in 2008. While a classic from 1997, Slippy's constant cries for help, "Help me, Fox," and general vulnerability in battles made him a perpetually annoying character for many gamers, and discussions about annoying characters would often still bring him up in 2008.
She got the best lunch of them all. She really brought her chicken nuggets.
that's what you wanted me to eat.
What?
It is so unhealthy.
I don't know how to spell Rochelle. I don't want to spell it.
Do you see her wasting away, deteriorating into little molecules because she hasn't fed her?
What do you I don't think that's any of your business. Great way to dodge a question. I can't even believe you would suggest that I would starve any. You know what? You don't fool me. I was 21 once. You probably didn't make her lunch because you were out partying all night. Actually, I have a full-time job and I'm a full-time student. So no, I wasn't partying.
Well, when I was 21, I was getting wasted every night, going to parties, waking up on other people's couch. There's no way I could possibly take care of a child. That means you can't take care of a child either.
Tell you what, I
See how I train it.
will buy her lunch so she doesn't have to eat that garbage.
Rochelle Rock from Everybody Hates Chris is often cited as an annoying character for several reasons. 1. Her bossy and authoritarian nature. She is frequently described as short-tempered, bossy, and narcissistic, often demanding obedience from her children and husband. 2.
Yeah.
Child abuse as punishment. Viewers have pointed out that she often resorted to severe physical punishment, ass whoopings for her children, which, when rewatched as an adult, can be seen as abusive. 3. Unfair treatment
Wait a minute. So I don't think she ever whooped the kids though. Wait, in that one episode. Wait a minute. Yeah, hold on.
of Chris. She is seen as particularly unfair to Chris, treating him like an adult with adult responsibilities even when he was just a child, and often giving him more chores or punishment than his siblings Drew and Tanya.
Damn.
4. Neglect and hypocrisy.
I did not notice that in the show. I'm glad you told me that. I did not notice that when I watched the show. I mean, when I used to watch the show back then, by Chris a few years ago. I did not know she treated him like. I did not know she did that to him. I did not know that. I didn't notice that in the show. I really didn't. Well, I didn't think about it.
She would sometimes tell Chris to be independent, but then get mad when he did things for himself. There are instances where she'd neglect his needs, and in some episodes, she would get angry about him not doing dishes while her other children watched TV. 5. Behavior towards Julius and others.
Wow.
She is sometimes portrayed as a terrible wife towards her husband Julius, lacking respect for him and even threatening him. She also often quit jobs easily by being rude to coworkers and bosses.
Dang, okay. I did not know about. Oh, I did. So,
Child Protective Services? Seriously? Excuse me. You cannot just barge in like that. You can't just call CPS on me because you don't like what I feed my kid. It's not my fault that you're an unfit mother and you can't take care of Emmy. I am just looking out for her. You shouldn't be trying to take her away from someone that loves her. I am the only person who can take care of her.
What about, let me see. Shoot.
Somebody who's taking care of her and that loves her. Like, are you stupid? Emmy needs a responsible adult in her life. Well, what if she ends up with an unresponsible adult? Not a child who can't even pick her up on time. That happened one time. That's it, and I already told you what happened. Yeah, always an excuse. Just like you couldn't bring her a proper lunch. She eats fast food once a week because that's what she likes. And but you know what? If you're such a great mother, then you have nothing to worry about. Personally, I'd rather take CPS's word.
Hang on, yo. This is.
Jake from Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce is often seen as annoying by some viewers for a few recurring reasons.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yo, actually, fun fact, I grew up watching Power Rangers Megaforce and Down in Charge and Samurai and what else? Ninja Steel. I grew up watching 4 different Power Rangers series. I grew up watching 4 different ones. The rest of them, no.
1. His relentless pursuit of Gia. A frequently mentioned point of annoyance is his constant, often unrequited, attempts to flirt with and date Gia, the Yellow Ranger. This pursuit can come across as persistent to the point of being a distraction, even in serious moments. 2. His class clown or unserious demeanor. Jake is often portrayed as the team's jokester, and while this can lighten the mood, some viewers find his humor misplaced or distracting during intense battle situations. He's not always known for taking things seriously. 3. Lack of focus and sometimes questionable judgment. There are criticisms that Jake doesn't always take his role as a Power Ranger with the necessary seriousness. His lack of focus can be a disadvantage in battle, and there's a noted scene where he brings his large weapon to school, which was played for comedy but seen as problematic by some. 4. His perceived lack of character.
Yeah, I paused it for a while. I gotta say, so I was reading. In part is a lack of focus. There's another scene where he brings his large. If you kind of remember that episode where Jake had his weapon in the school. He pounded weapon. I remember that episode. I don't know how I reacted. I was younger then. I don't know if I ever reacted to it. That was years ago. I don't know if I reacted to it or I just watched the episode or I didn't really care. Or I think too much about it. Comment below how y'all react to it, or comment below if you didn't react to it, or if you react to it, all that's okay. Comment below how when you saw it, what was your reaction. If you didn't have a reaction, it's okay. If you grew up watching Power Megaforce as well. I was younger. I don't know if I really care if he brought him up in there. I don't think I really cared. I don't know.
Character depth or growth. While the entire Megaforce cast often faces criticism for flat characterization,
Where is he at?
Jake's traits, particularly his crush on Gia and his humorous persona, are sometimes seen as his only defining characteristics without much deeper development. 5. His switch from Black Ranger to Green Ranger without a clear in-universe reason. For fans, the unexplained change of his Ranger color in Super Megaforce from black to green was a point of confusion and annoyance, contributing to the overall perception of the season's messy writing.
Hi, I'll go.
How was that annoying? That was fine with me. I was fine with it, y'all. Y'all have a problem with the black to green? They don't have all black Power Ranger suits, and every black Power Ranger suit.
If anything changes, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I think her case will be closed pretty soon.
Well, not every Power Ranger team had a black Power Ranger suit. I'm fine with the black to green. I'm fine with it. I mean, him bringing a weapon to school though is like really fun.
The screw and box you can't come in once again. Why are you so angry? About their situation. Look, now you want to come home
Anyway, what about? Okay, what about let's see. I'm trying to think, what about?
Chicken nuggets, French fries, barbecue sauce.
Ma'am, did you dig that out of the trash? She was saving it in her bag for weeks.
Whatever.
Freddie Benson from iCarly could be annoying to some viewers for a few key reasons, even though he was also a sympathetic character. 1. His initial obsessive crush on Carly. Especially in earlier seasons, Freddie's relentless and often unrequited pursuit of Carly could be seen as overbearing and a bit simp-like, making him come across as annoying to some. 2. Being the constant punching bag. While it generates sympathy, Freddie often being the target of Sam's physical and verbal abuse and the butt of many jokes could be frustrating or annoying to watch for viewers who felt he deserved better treatment.
Whatever.
3. His nerdy stereotypes. While his tech skills were essential to iCarly, some of his nerdy characteristics, combined with his sometimes whiny or insecure demeanor, could rub viewers the wrong way. 4. Lack of assertiveness against Sam and his mom. Viewers sometimes got annoyed that Freddie didn't stand up for himself more often, particularly against Sam's bullying or his overbearing mother, Mrs. Benson. 5. Cringe-worthy creative attempts. When Freddie tried to step outside his technical role, like attempting to write a skit, his efforts were sometimes intentionally depicted as painfully cringe and unfunny, which could be annoying for the audience to watch.
You know, Jake knows to have a brain that day in that episode. To bring your Power Ranger weapon to school. Let's say you're a real life Power Ranger. You're a Power Ranger, right? You bring one of your Power Ranger weapons to school and you're on more. Why would you bring it to your school? I would never do that. What about? What about?
Class just started and it's just done. You guys remember when the sleeping comes at night? Hey, so, cheer. Y'all are too young to be having hickeys on your neck. Why did Mr. Dad shoulder? I'm already in class, sorry. Sorry, what's not done?
Oh my gosh! I spaced it out already.
Oh, that's so sweet. How did I know it was her birthdays or something?
Dude, I'm gonna fight you.
Surprising for her birthday. That's how you know she's a good teacher.
Dang, he's annoying too.
Cat Noir from Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir can be annoying to some viewers for a few key reasons, often stemming from his personality as a superhero and his interactions with Ladybug. 1. His relentless flirting and cringy cat puns. A very common point of annoyance is his constant, often unwelcome flirtation with Ladybug and his frequent use of cat-themed puns.
Okay, so what Cat Noir and Fred and Jake have in common, Freddie and Jake have in common, they keep flirting with the girls in their life. like the girls in their life. They keep flirting the girl in their life. Well, for Jake, one of the girls in his life, and same for Cat Noir and Freddy. All three were flirting with the girl they like in their friend group. They're flirting the girl they like in their friend group or super team or whatever. That's what's going on.
While some fans find it endearing, others find it repetitive, distracting from the action, and sometimes even borders on harassment, especially given Ladybug's consistent rejections. 2.
Because she's rejecting that man.
Perceived lack of seriousness during missions. Some viewers feel that Cat Noir doesn't always take the akumatized threats seriously enough, often prioritizing impressing Ladybug or making jokes over focusing on the immediate danger. This can make him seem somewhat irresponsible or less competent than his partner.
Oh, so I did not know he taking him seriously. I didn't remember that when I watched the show when I was younger. The season episode I've seen of it over the years, over time. Okay, I did not know that about him. Okay, a superhero not taking like the villain seriously, always joking around. Okay.
3. Inability to handle rejection from Ladybug.
Wow.
Despite Ladybug's clear boundaries, Cat Noir often struggles to accept her rejections of his advances. This can manifest as sulking or acting bratty, which can be frustrating to watch. 4. His cocky or overconfident attitude. As Cat Noir, Adrian often adopts a more arrogant and self-assured persona compared to his civilian self.
Wow.
While this can be a form of escapism for him, some viewers find this overconfidence off-putting or even narcissistic. 5. Being left out or sidelined in the plot. Over the course of the series, some fans feel that Cat Noir is often underutilized or that his contributions are downplayed in favor of Ladybug's. This can lead to frustration with the character's development and his apparent lack of agency in certain arcs, making his presence feel less impactful and potentially annoying to those who want to see him as an equal partner.
Well. What about Luke from Jesse? Okay, so all of them got these crushes to go there in a group. Yeah, I'm just choosing the people that the.
Luke Ross from Jesse was often a source of annoyance for viewers, and sometimes even other characters, for a few key reasons. 1. His lazy and mischievous nature. Luke was frequently portrayed as lazy, irresponsible, and prone to mischief. He often tried to get out of chores or responsibilities, leading to trouble for himself and others. 2. His inappropriate crush on Jessie. A recurring and often criticized aspect of his character was his persistent and often awkward crush on Jessie, his much older nanny. This was played for laughs, but many viewers found it uncomfortable and annoying. 3. His class clown antics and immaturity. While he could be charming, Luke often prioritized pranks and jokes over being serious, even in situations where it wasn't appropriate. This immaturity could be frustrating to watch. 4. Disrespectful behavior towards adults. He, along with the other Ross kids, often showed a lack of respect towards Jessie and Bertram, their butler. This constant disrespect for authority figures could be annoying to audiences. 5. His tendency to cause problems for others. Whether through his pranks, irresponsibility, or general lack of regard for rules, Luke frequently caused headaches for Jessie and Bertram, leading to comedic, but often annoying situations.
Speaking of toasted, hey pal, look at crispy. Toasted sandwiches at Jimmy John's. Oh, that's good.
Why do we make Google Career Certificates?
Because we believe everyone should have the tools to succeed. That hard work should pay off.
And that we should never stop growing.
We make Google Career Certificates to help you get a better job.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could provide some interesting insights into why those characters might have been annoying to viewers, especially highlighting the common theme of crushes and how they were portrayed. It's fascinating how certain character traits, like Luke's crush on Jessie or Cat Noir's flirting, can either endear them to some audiences or be a major source of frustration for others. It really speaks to the diverse ways people connect with fictional characters.
But you never know what they're going through. This is why you can't be mean to people unless they be mean to you first.
Yeah, the one I'm gonna say is Jake's non-common sense brain and bringing his power up into school. That's the one person on this list, the character list right here. On number 3, that's the one character I'm going after. That's the one. That's just so irresponsible. What about Calvin from 227?
It's interesting that you ask about Kevin from 227. He wasn't a main character, but rather a recurring character in a few episodes, usually as a friend of Brenda, Mary and Lester's daughter. From the information available and general recollections of the show, Kevin wasn't typically cited as one of the show's annoying characters in the same vein as some of the others we've discussed. The main characters, known for their strong personalities, sometimes bordering on annoying depending on viewer preference, were usually Mary Jenkins, for her nosiness and sharp tongue, or Sandra Clark, for her diva behavior and provocative nature. However, if
Mary did have a sharp tongue.
someone were to find Kevin annoying, it might be for reasons such as 1. Being a typical teenager. Like many teen characters in sitcoms, he might have occasionally exhibited typical teenage behaviors that could be seen as annoying, such as being a bit self-absorbed, dramatic, or preoccupied with typical adolescent concerns. 2. Minor plot points. There's a specific episode mentioned where he develops a crush on Sandra, Mary's neighbor, and acts silly about it, which Brenda calls him out on. This kind of fleeting, somewhat immature romantic subplot could be seen as annoying by viewers who found it tiresome or out of place. 3. Limited character development. As a recurring character, Kevin likely didn't receive deep character development. His appearances might have been tied to specific, often comedic plot points, which could make him seem a bit one-dimensional or a caricature rather than a fully fleshed-out person. But generally, Kevin wasn't a character who garnered the widespread annoying label that some others on your list might have.
What about Emma Ross from... You always do one kind of character. We do a few different characters. And what do you do? I do quite a few characters, okay? Since Calvin was down annoying from 227, what about Emma Ross? You know what? 'Cause Emma from Jesse had more episode moments than Calvin from 227, so it gives her more time to be annoying, you know.
Emma Ross from Jessie was often perceived as annoying by viewers for several reasons, frequently tied to her airhead persona and privileged upbringing. 1. Her ditzy or dumb blonde stereotype. Emma was often portrayed as not being very intelligent, easily distracted, and sometimes oblivious to things. This can become annoying for viewers who prefer more sharp or capable characters.
Right.
2. Focus on fashion and social media. Her constant preoccupation with clothes, makeup, and her online presence, like Kooky Spooky, sometimes overshadowed other aspects of her character, making her seem superficial. 3. Entitlement and spoiled behavior. As one of the wealthy Ross children, Emma often exhibited an entitled attitude, expecting things to go her way, and not always understanding real-world consequences due to her privileged upbringing.
Right.
4. Contribution to family chaos. Like her siblings, Emma often contributed to the chaotic household with her schemes, poor decisions, or general lack of responsibility, which would frequently create problems for Jesse or Bertram. 5.
Oh, you know what? She's the one. The feistiest one of all the Ross children had to be Zuri. The second one could be Emma.
Sometimes unkind to others. There are mentions of her not treating others well, such as the way she treated that girl Maybelle, suggesting she could be dismissive or mean, which is an annoying trait.
I mean, I'm giving you a gift.
Everybody take out your books and turn the page.
Okay, what's the deal with this dude? Everybody hide your snacks. Mr. Sniffer is coming to collect his tax.
Meet me outside the class. Come on, I'm gonna set up for you. You're right outside the class. Go ahead.
Not even a steal it. I already know it. You won't sniff it out.
What about
You can't just be taking kids' lunch.
who am I gonna choose now, y'all?
We're still waiting for Miss Stevens.
Okay. Next, I'm gonna choose. What's his? I have somebody. Who am I gonna choose? I forgot already.
Goku, the protagonist of the Dragon Ball franchise, is a character loved by many, but also one who can be perceived as annoying by some viewers, especially in later iterations like Dragon Ball Super. Here are some common reasons why.
I could put George Jefferson, but I could see that easily being like the easiest one because he was always rude, smart mouth. That was just
1. His extreme naivete and occasional stupidity. While initially charming as a child, Goku's continued lack of common sense, social graces, and sometimes outright obliviousness, e.g., not knowing what a kiss is despite being married.
Oh, he didn't know what a kiss was. Oh my gosh. Well, leave Goku alone. It ain't his fault. He brought to be a dumb alien.
And become frustrating for viewers, making him seem like a man-child.
I think he is a man-child.
2. Obsessive focus on fighting and training. Goku's primary motivation is to fight strong opponents and get stronger. While this is central to the series, it often comes at the expense of his family, friends, and the safety of the universe. He might prioritize a good fight over preventing a catastrophic event, which can be annoying when the stakes are high. 3. Giving enemies too many chances. Goku often lets powerful villains live or gives them opportunities to power up, purely for the sake of having a better fight. This can lead to unnecessary destruction and endangerment of innocent lives, which irritates viewers who want him to be more pragmatic. 4. Poor husband and father, often perceived.
No.
Many criticisms revolve around Goku's perceived neglect of his family, particularly his wife Chi-Chi and sons Gohan and Goten. He often prioritizes training over family responsibilities, and his understanding of typical family dynamics is very
probably Goku don't got a brain yet. Goku, be a better father. And your husband.
limited. 5. Monotony in character development, or lack thereof. Some viewers feel that Goku's core personality, especially in Dragon Ball Super, has regressed or remained too static. He's often seen as a pure-hearted idiot whose character doesn't evolve much beyond his love for fighting.
Oh my gosh. I'm back.
Which can lead to him feeling one-dimensional or boring. 6. He
Wait, what's the heart idiot?
hogs the spotlight. Despite a large cast of powerful characters, Goku often remains the central figure who gets the most significant power-ups and defeats the ultimate villains, leading to complaints that other characters are sidelined or underutilized.
Well, the Dragon Ball Z creators need to, they're gonna make more Dragon Ball Z stuff or whatever. They've already had Dragon Ball Z. The creators should have worked on it or whatever. This should have been worked on. I know it's his show or whatever, but he should be hogging no goddamn spotlight like that though. So we have Goku and Mirage. Who else we have? I'm back, y'all. See, what about Max? I'm trying to think. I know it's not a TV show, but he's a character. Dang, you don't got comment. Dang.
Jay from Darman Skits is often considered an annoying character by viewers for several reasons, and his character has even been noted to have become more so over time. Here are some of the common complaints. 1. Asshole/disrespectful
I hate hearing him cuss.
behavior. Many viewers find Jay to be consistently acting like an asshole and being disrespectful.
Jeez.
He's often portrayed as someone who does bad and distasteful things to get what he wants. 2. Repetitive bad qualities and actions. Jay frequently engages in similar negative actions across different skits, such as faking sick notes to skip class, faking injuries, cheating in contests, and even breaking rules or laws, like breaking into a superstore or flattening his mom's tire. This repetitive nature of his misdeeds can be annoying. 3. Flanderization and lack of development. Some viewers feel that Jay's character has been flanderized, meaning his annoying traits have been exaggerated over time without significant character development.
Oh.
He's often seen as a dim-witted and hyper individual who screams a lot. 4. Annoying facial expressions. There are specific
Hang on, y'all. I'm back, y'all.
complaints about his stupid faces
What are
and
those
over-the-top reactions in the videos, which contribute to his annoying portrayal. 5. Formulaic outcomes. While Jay often gets his comeuppance, the predictable and formulaic nature of his antics and their eventual consequences can also become annoying for viewers who desire more nuanced storytelling.
What about... Okay, come on, give me an F.
Mikey from Darman Skits is frequently cited as an annoying character, often for similar reasons as Jay, with whom he is often paired. Here's why viewers find him annoying. 1. Troublemaking and criminal behavior. Mikey, often with Jay, consistently engages in mischievous and sometimes outright criminal behavior, such as faking sick notes, cheating, faking injuries, and even committing more serious acts like breaking into places. This repetitive pattern of being a troublemaking jerkass without serious consequences is a
insult is that? And Gemini work on it.
Common complaint. 2. Lack of character development / flanderization. Viewers note that Mikey, like Jay, has become increasingly one-dimensional and dumb over time. His traits are exaggerated for comedic or moral lesson effect, and he rarely seems to learn from his mistakes, constantly repeating similar annoying antics. 3. Self-centered and unethical actions. He's often portrayed as self-centered, engaging in actions that are considered unethical purely to achieve his desires, such as avoiding tasks he dislikes or getting things he wants. 4. Annoying personality traits. Mikey is sometimes described as idiotic, hyper, and prone to screaming or making stupid faces, which contributes to his overall annoying portrayal. 5. Predictable and formulaic schemes. His storylines often follow a predictable formula. Mikey pulls a scheme for his own benefit, but it ultimately gets exposed, leading to a moral lesson. This predictability can become annoying for viewers.
Okay, so what about... Shoot.
Lamont Sanford from Sanford and Son could be seen as annoying by some viewers, especially in the earlier seasons, despite being the straight man to his father Fred. Here are some reasons why. 1. His desire to leave / move out. A central conflict of the show is Lamont's repeated attempts to leave the junkyard and move on with his life, often to his father's dismay. While understandable, his constant yearning to escape, even when it led to Fred's exaggerated heart attacks, could be seen as a source of repetitive conflict.
Oh, so him leaving too soon and easily want to leave his father so fast. I can see that.
2. Perceived manipulation in earlier seasons. Some viewers have noted that Lamont could be, quote, manipulative AF in S1 and 2, though damn insufferable. This suggests he wasn't always the innocent victim of Fred's schemes and could employ his own tactics.
Wait a minute, what? I know that Lamont he was always the innocent victim of Fred's schemes and be his own tactics.
3. Complaining about their financial situation.
I read it.
While their poverty was a reality, Lamont would sometimes complain about being poor, even when Fred tried to highlight any perceived luxury they had. This could come across as whining to some viewers. 4. Being the target of Fred's antics. While he elicits sympathy, the very nature of his role as the recipient of Fred's frequent insults, big dummy, and elaborate schemes might make some viewers feel annoyed by his perpetual victimhood, even if he often saw through his father's ruses. 5. His sometimes naive attempts to better himself. Lamont often tries to improve their financial situation or social standing, but these attempts are frequently thwarted or sabotaged by Fred. While his ambition is positive, The constant failure or the ways he is outsmarted by his father could become tiresome for some.
He got smart by his father. I didn't know that.
Don't make it harder for him to have friends.
I didn't know he'd be manipulative. Okay. What about Chloe Bourgeois, huh?
Queen Bee, or more accurately, Chloe Bourgeois' arc as Queen Bee and beyond, is one of the most contentious topics among Miraculous Ladybug fans. She is often considered annoying, and for many, her character development, or lack thereof, is a major source of frustration. Here's why. 1. Her bullying and entitlement. Chloe, and by extension Queen Bee as it's the same person, starts as a quintessential mean girl and alpha bitch. She's incredibly...
Hey! You did not just say that, Gemini. Hang the magic on. Whoa!
spoiled, arrogant.
Is how some people see her, or just Gemini's knowledge of, and he put in the way of people, or how it could be. He put in the way it could be for people. Constable
And uses her father's position as mayor to get away with bad behavior. Her constant bullying of Marinette and others, coupled with a deep sense of entitlement, makes her intensely irritating to watch for many viewers. 2. Lack of genuine redemption. While there were glimpses of potential redemption and growth, especially when she became Queen Bee, many fans feel this potential was ultimately squandered. She would show moments of heroism or vulnerability, only to regress back to her old, mean ways. This back and forth, particularly her eventual rejection of the miraculous in alignment with Hawk Moth, was very annoying and disappointing for those who wanted to see her truly change. 3. Self-serving heroism.
Let's see. Great back and forth on all means her ways. Eventually rejection of miraculous and Hawk Moth.
Even as Queen Bee, Chloe's primary motivation was often to gain attention, praise, and outshine Ladybug.
Wow.
Her heroic acts were frequently driven by ego rather than genuine selflessness, which undermined her appeal as a superhero and made her actions feel disingenuous.
Wow.
4. Whining and tantrums. When things don't go her way, or when she's denied what she believes she's entitled to, Chloe is prone to throwing dramatic tantrums and whining. This childish behavior, especially from a character who is a teenager, can be very grating. 5. Perceived wasted potential. A significant source of annoyance for fans is the feeling that Chloe's character had immense potential for a compelling redemption arc, only for the writers to apparently decide against it. This wasted potential leaves many viewers frustrated, seeing her as a character designed to be annoying rather than evolve.
It could have had her evolve then. It's nighttime already. I know time flies when you're doing things, but it's still went too fast. I got some videos today from afternoon. There's some moments for afternoon this morning. I'm gonna sit there watching videos. I know, like, yeah, I said that Monday. I just took for a little while Monday, y'all, like to 1 to 2 something, like 2:10 or 2 o'clock, something like that. I like go to my phone charge. I was like talking to myself, close my eyes. I was laying on my bed. I woke up my phone to try to watch videos on my phone. 1 in the morning, like you know, like it'd be like early in the morning, really early in the morning on Tuesday. But I ended up falling asleep. I had my remote somewhere, y'all, and then I put it in my TV stand, whatever. I have on my thing. I have I keep my stuff on like my green headphone box and my binocular box. The box. I don't know if you ever seen that box spring box thing, but yeah. What about should I say George Jefferson for last, or go ahead and put him in there?
Pearl from Steven Universe is a beloved character with a complex backstory, but she definitely has traits that can be annoying to viewers. Her flaws are often deeply rooted in her past trauma and her relationship with Rose Quartz, but they still manifest in ways that can be frustrating. Here are some reasons why Pearl can be annoying. 1. Her neurotic and anxious nature. Pearl is often very high-strung, easily stressed, and a worrier. She can be overly protective of Steven to the point of being smothering, and her anxiety can sometimes make her seem controlling or even lead to reckless decisions, like when she tried to fix the warp pad herself. 2. Her obsession with Rose Quartz. This is a major one. Pearl's undying, often unhealthy devotion to Rose Quartz, and her inability to fully move on from Rose's death, giving up her physical form for Steven, is a constant source of drama. She can be overly sentimental to the point of being irrational, and her lingering resentment towards Greg for being with Rose can be irritating. 3. Her holier-than-thou attitude/perfectionism. Pearl often believes she knows best and can be quite condescending, especially towards Amethyst, or even sometimes to Steven and Greg. Her perfectionism leads her to be critical and sometimes snobby, making her seem stuck up or arrogant.
Oh yeah, her and Amethyst, they had a little rivalry. So yeah.
4. Her secrecy and deception. Due to her past with Pink Diamond/Rose Quartz, Pearl kept many massive secrets, which impacted the crystal gems and Steven deeply. While understandable given her programming, her past deceptions and tendency to be secretive, even about smaller things, can be annoying for viewers who want honesty and openness. 5. Her tantrums and emotional instability. When pushed to her limits or confronted with difficult emotions, Pearl can crash out and throw tantrums. These moments, while often understandable given her trauma, can be difficult to watch and highlight her emotional immaturity in certain areas. 6. Her struggles with adapting to human culture. While often played for laughs, Pearl's difficulty understanding human customs and social norms can sometimes be annoying, making her seem out of touch or dismissive of human ways.
Well, she just don't really know as much as you think she do. Well, with him, you don't have to do that. Same with Goku. I just gotta put Goku, and that's it. Well, plus, I don't know. Goku and Joe Jefferson are that popular.
George Jefferson from The Jeffersons is a classic sitcom character known for his strong personality, and while he's iconic, some viewers definitely found him annoying. Here are some reasons why. 1. His arrogance and boastfulness. George was incredibly proud of his success, having moved on up from humble beginnings to a deluxe apartment. While understandable, he could be quite over the top and boastful about his wealth and achievements, often trying too hard to show off. 2. His hot-headed and loud nature. George was known for his short temper, loud voice, and tendency to get into arguments. He wouldn't hesitate to speak his mind, even if it meant being insulting or causing a scene. His general curmudgeonly and forever resting angry face could be grating. 3. His prejudices and bigotry, early on. While the show itself often tackled issues of social inequity, George himself harbored prejudices, particularly towards his mixed-race neighbors, whom he called zebras. He also had a general old-school view of the world that could be seen as bigoted or annoying. 4. His constant feuds and annoyances. George was always bugged by something or someone. His most famous rivalry was with Florence, his maid, but he also frequently slammed the door on his British neighbor, Harry Bentley, because he found him annoying. His perpetually annoyed...
The one episode of Jefferson I watched a few years ago at my dad's house, y'all. It was a scene with Harry Bentley and George Jefferson. I got a little bored of it. It was a really boring episode, but I stayed watching the episode. One episode got a little boring. I forgot what episode season it was. I really forgot. It got a little boring though watching it. It got a little boring.
Demeanor could, in turn, become annoying to the audience. 5. Money obsession and scheming. George was intensely focused on money and would often scheme to rub elbows with other wealthy New Yorkers if he thought it could help him make more. This constant pursuit of wealth, sometimes involving pretending to be someone else or lying, could be a source of annoyance. 6. Temper tantrums. When things didn't go his way, George could act like a temper tantrum throwing child, lacking humility and a calm demeanor.
Wow. What about Live from live and
Just told them that to begin with. You start doing good at school, then you can go visit your friends, or they can go visit you. Like, motivation.
I grew up watching Liv and Maddie as well, and Casey Uncover and stuff like that. So not chicken.
Liv Rooney from Liv and Maddie can be annoying to some viewers, even though she also has many positive traits and moments of growth. Here are some reasons why. 1. Her initial self-absorption and Hollywood persona. When Liv first returns home from Hollywood, she is often portrayed as being a bit out of touch with normal life and overly focused on her celebrity status, appearance, and career. This can come across as self-absorbed or superficial. 2. Inadvertently causing problems for Maddie. While often well-intentioned, Liv's fame and her sometimes naive understanding of Maddie's normal life can lead to complications and frustrations for her sister. There are even discussions among fans about Liv sometimes manipulating situations or making choices that impact Maddie's life without fully considering her sister's feelings, such as in romance storylines. 3. Prioritizing career/fame over other things, at times. While she eventually makes sacrifices for her family, especially Maddie, there were times when her ambition or commitment to her career felt like it took precedence, which could be annoying when it created conflict or hurt others. 4. Sometimes naive or overly optimistic, Liv often approaches situations with a very positive, sometimes naive outlook. While this can be charming, it can also lead to her underestimating problems or not fully grasping the complexities of a situation, which might annoy viewers who prefer more grounded characters. 5. Dramatic reactions. As an actress, Liv can sometimes be prone to dramatic reactions, even in everyday situations. While this is part of her character, it can be seen as over the top or performative to some viewers.
Okay. What about yeah, who else I got? I'm gonna name one more character and that's it. Not Darcy, not Mogdish, not Maddie, not Tiffany, not Haley. What you think, y'all? What about I would say Gia from How to Mega Force, but no. Fred Sanford from Sanford Son, but that's already an easy one. George Jefferson was an easy one too. What about Snivy from Pokemon Black and White? Well, let's see, this is there. Put Ash as Snivy. Ash Snivy. Put that. I thought he would know, but. Yeah.
Ash's Snivy from Pokemon Black and White is generally well-liked by fans for her unique personality, but if some viewers found her annoying, it might be due to these aspects. 1. Her smug attitude. True to her species, Snivy often displays a smug or sassy demeanor. While many find this endearing, for others, it could come across as arrogant or self-important, especially when she's tossing her nose up at others. 2. Initial aloofness/independence. When Ash first caught Snivy, she was quite independent and a bit standoffish, having left her previous trainer. While she eventually warmed up, her initial refusal to cooperate or her take-no-nonsense attitude could be perceived as annoying by some. 3. Rivalry with Emolga. Snivy frequently had run-ins and arguments with Iris's Emolga, often due to Emolga's mischievous nature. While these interactions added humor, the bickering between them could be seen as repetitive or irritating to some viewers. 4. Underutilization/wasted potential for some fans. Despite her strong personality and initial power, some fans feel Snivy was underutilized in battles or didn't get enough development, especially compared to other Pokemon on Ash's team like Pignite or Crocodile. This lack of significant growth or spotlight could lead...
I actually found that very annoying that she didn't learn a new move, or everybody she didn't learn a new move, or the fact that she didn't. Also, like I mentioned before, when I binge watched the seasons they had on TV for Pokemon Black and White, what they had available, what they had on there for Pokemon Black and White, like it's not even to get a new power, or well, also say I also the fact that she didn't get to evolve or learn a new power, or she didn't get like learn a few new moves, or became more powerful. She didn't evolve. That's also annoying. That was really annoying for me. Watching the season that Tubi had available of Pokemon Black and White on there, that it had on there. That was very annoying for me. It really was. That was right. This was like 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
To frustration. 5. Not evolving. For viewers who prefer to see Ash's Pokemon evolve, Snivy remained in her base form throughout the series. While this is a common theme for some of Ash's Pokemon, it can be annoying for those who wanted to see her reach her full evolutionary potential.
Mm-hmm. What about I'm trying to think. What about
Now look what you did. Ruined everything, Mom. Also, a mother that homeschooled her child the other day told me that it takes 5 years to homeschool a child. You learn everything in those 5 years. They leave you in like the 12th.
Next time we do Ernie from Casey Uncovered next after this.
Brenda Jenkins from 227 was the daughter of Marion Lester, and while she often played a more grounded role than some of the other characters, she could still be perceived as annoying by viewers for a few reasons. 1. Gifted child syndrome. There's a common sentiment that the show, and Brenda herself, often leaned too heavily into the idea of her being an incredibly intelligent, gifted child. This constant praise, even when her actions didn't always reflect it, could make her seem smug or unrelatable to some viewers. 2. Lack of follow-through on intelligence. Some critics felt that the storyline about her being so brilliant and even having a book written about her wasn't consistently followed through in the show's narrative. This discrepancy between her supposed intelligence and how it manifested or didn't in the plot could be annoying. 3. Cold and smug demeanor at times. While a teenager, Brenda could occasionally come across as cold or smug, particularly in interactions. This might have contributed to her being seen as insufferable by some.
I don't remember talk about her being super smart in the show. I don't remember that. Who did I say next, y'all? Oh. Not you and Ernie from KC Under. I thought I was about Ernie, right? Well, let me fix it then.
Ernie Cooper from KC Undercover is a character who often evokes strong reactions from viewers, and for many, those reactions lean towards annoyance or even pity due to how he's treated within the show's narrative. Here's why he might be considered annoying. 1. His punching bag role in family bullying. This is by far the most significant reason. Ernie is constantly the target of jokes, teasing, and outright bullying from his family members, particularly KC and even his parents. He's often neglected, forgotten, like being left behind on trips, and made to feel inadequate. While this is supposed to be comedic, many viewers find it deeply uncomfortable, unfunny, and outright annoying to watch a character constantly subjected to such treatment. 2. Lack of respect despite his intelligence. Ernie is established as highly intelligent, particularly with technology and computers, which is crucial to the family's spy missions. However, his family often dismisses his contributions or intelligence, treating him as inferior to KC. This constant underestimation and lack of respect can be frustrating for viewers to witness. 3. Being undermined by Judy. The introduction of Judy, the robot sister, further exacerbates Ernie's situation. Judy often threatens or hurts Ernie's feelings, and the parents sometimes show favoritism towards her, even though she's a robot, over their actual son. This dynamic can be very annoying to watch, as it highlights Ernie's continuous mistreatment. 4. Whining/complaining. Understandable, but still annoying to some. Given the constant mistreatment, it's natural for Ernie to complain or whine about his situation. While this is a sympathetic reaction, some viewers might still find the constant complaining annoying, even if the underlying reasons for it are valid. 5. Perceived passivity. Despite being mistreated, Ernie often doesn't effectively stand up for himself or demand better treatment from his family. While this contributes to the punching bag dynamic, it can also make him seem passive to some viewers, which might be annoying if they want to see him assert himself more.
They want to see him stand for himself more. Who's next? What about... Oh, XY, that's what it was. I thought it was something. It was something.
Chespin, particularly Clement's Chespin in the Pokemon XY anime, is a character that often divides fans. While some find him endearing and funny, others definitely find him annoying. Here's why. 1. Gluttony and food obsession. This is arguably Chespin's most prominent annoying trait. He's constantly thinking about food, stealing food, especially from others like Serena's Pancham or Bonnie, and getting into trouble because of his insatiable appetite. This running gag, while sometimes humorous, can become repetitive and irritating. 2. Mischievous and childish behavior. Chespin often acts like a playful, mischievous child. He can be quite impish, causing disruptions, or getting into situations that require others to clean up his mess. While part of his charm for some, this immaturity can be frustrating. 3. Rivalry and bickering. His frequent squabbles and rivalries, particularly with Serena's Pancham, often involve petty arguments or food disputes. While these interactions are meant to add dynamic humor, the constant bickering can be annoying to some viewers.
Yeah, I can see
4.
that.
Attention-seeking Chespin sometimes tries to be the center of attention, or acts out when he feels ignored, which can come across as a bit whiny or needy. 5. Perceived underperformance in battles for some. While he has his moments, some fans feel that Chespin, especially compared to other Pokemon on Clement's team or other main characters' Pokemon, didn't always perform optimally in battles, which can be frustrating if you're looking for more consistent strength. Essentially, Chespin's blend of childlike mischief, food obsession, and
playful
rivalries is a recipe for either a beloved comic relief or an annoying little rascal, depending on individual viewer preference.
So essentially, I'm gonna read it for myself. Either if you heard Gemini cuss for the first time, it ain't my first time hearing him cuss. It's been a while, but when you said about Chloe about her being the alpha B word, that was kind of. It caught me out. I seen that and I had to react because what the heck, man? Well, you was tired.
I'm glad you found the information about these characters helpful. It's interesting to look at why certain traits can make a character annoying, even if they're also loved by others. Is there any other character you're curious about, or perhaps a different topic you'd like to discuss?
Well, the characters are the most to you. He might choose none of them. Oh.
That's a fun question. If I had to pick one character that stands out the most from the list we discussed, I'd say Ernie from KC Undercover. Why Ernie stands out? What makes Ernie stand out isn't just that he's annoying, but why he's annoying. His character highlights a particular trope in family sitcoms, the constantly bullied or neglected sibling who is also highly intelligent. Many of the other characters we talked about are annoying due to their personality flaws: smugness, laziness, narcissism, over-the-top behavior, or problematic crushes. While these can be frustrating,
Oh, okay. I probably would choose George Jefferson or Jake from Pound Mega Force. Not really.
Ernie's annoyance often stems from the discomfort a viewer feels watching him being treated so poorly by his own family. His intelligence is consistently dismissed, and he's the butt of jokes that frequently cross the line from lighthearted teasing to genuine unkindness. This dynamic makes him stand out because the annoyance isn't just from the character but also for the character, creating a more complex emotional response in the viewer. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about these characters, or perhaps a new topic?
Okay. Name another character. No. Queen Bee from Miraculous. Chloe's Bourgeois. I said it earlier.
If I had to pick another character who stands out the most from our discussion, I'd choose Queen Bee, Chloe Bourgeois from Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah.
Why Queen Bee stands out? What makes Queen Bee particularly stand out is the intensity of the audience's reaction to her character arc, or rather, the perceived lack thereof. Many characters we've discussed are annoying due to inherent personality traits, like George Jefferson's temper or Chespin's gluttony. However, Chloe/Queen Bee is unique because she presented a compelling redemption arc that was initially embraced by fans. Viewers saw moments of genuine vulnerability and heroism, creating strong hopes for her evolution from a bully to a truly selfless hero. The subsequent regression and ultimate rejection of her heroic path by the show's narrative, leading her to side with Hawkmoth, caused significant frustration and disappointment among the fan base. This contrast between her initial potential and her final trajectory makes her stand out as a character who deeply annoyed viewers, not just for who she was, but for who she could have been and ultimately wasn't. It's a testament to how character development, or lack of it, can profoundly impact a viewer's perception.
Plus, when you don't get the character development they deserve, it can make them mad. Yo, let me think. Speaking of character development, Chris, he's Chris. He didn't get character development, so he didn't get that. He didn't one day fight Caruso and start beating the crap out of him. He didn't. He really didn't.
You've hit on a really interesting point about Chris from Everybody Hates Chris. It's true that unlike many protagonists who undergo significant personal growth throughout a series, Chris's character often feels static, especially when viewed through the lens of traditional character development. Why Chris's lack of development stands out. Here's why his lack of development, while central to the show's premise, can be a notable aspect. The nature of the narrator/protagonist of the show is based on Chris Rock's actual childhood. As the narrator, adult Chris is looking back on his younger self's experiences. This perspective inherently limits the development of the on-screen.
That just makes sense. I was going to say, because it's based off his... based on Chris Rock's initial childhood. I mean, looking up, it is based off his childhood. No, it's based off his early teenage years, childhood, whatever. It's based off his early teenage years. So that does explain... I mean, no, if it's based off of that, you can still change it up a little bit, make it a little different, though. I mean, get some kid development.
Chris, as he's consistently portrayed as a kid trying to survive his unique circumstances. His purpose is often to react to the absurdity and challenges around him, rather than to fundamentally change as a person. The Everybody Hates Chris premise, the core comedic premise, is that everybody hates Chris, or that things constantly go wrong for him. For Chris to significantly develop or overcome his struggles in a lasting way would undermine this central joke in the show's comedic engine. He needs to remain the underdog for the humor to work. Situational comedy over character arcs Everybody Hates Chris is a sitcom, and many sitcoms prioritize episodic gags and situational humor over deep, season-long character arcs for their main protagonists. While supporting characters might have minor developments, the central figure often remains relatively consistent to maintain the show's identity. Survival as development. In a way, Chris's development isn't about changing who he is, but about his increasing resilience and ability to endure. His growth is less about personality shifts, and more about his evolving strategies for coping with his difficult family, school, and social environment. He learns how to deal with being hated rather than stopping being hated. So you're absolutely right. Chris doesn't follow a typical character development arc, and that's precisely what makes his role in the show unique. It highlights the challenging, often unchanging, nature of his upbringing as perceived by the adult Chris Rock. Do you think this lack of typical development made the show more or less effective for telling Chris Rock's story?
Yeah, flowers. Much. Good. No long paragraph, no long paragraph, no long paragraph.
You've hit on a really insightful point about Everybody Hates Chris and its reception. The lack of significant character development for the protagonist, Chris, certainly could be a reason why it might not be as universally beloved or sticky for some audiences compared to shows where characters evolve more dramatically. Here's a breakdown of why that might be the case. Relatability versus aspiration. Relatability. Chris's constant struggle and lack of significant personal wins or growth make him highly relatable to anyone who's ever felt like an underdog or who's gone through tough, unchanging circumstances. The show excels at portraying the persistent grind of adolescence and poverty. Aspiration/escapism. However, many viewers also seek a degree of aspiration or escapism in their entertainment. They want to see characters overcome challenges, achieve personal growth, or change their circumstances for the better. When a protagonist remains in a similar state of struggle, it can prevent some viewers from fully investing in their journey or feeling a sense of satisfaction. Long-term engagement. Shows like Boy Meets World, The Wonder Years, or even Fresh Prince of Bel-Air saw their protagonists mature, learn life lessons, and change their perspectives over time.
There you go.
This arc can create a deeper long-term engagement for audiences who feel like they're growing with the character. Everybody Hates Chris, by design, traps Chris in a cycle of reacting to external forces. While funny, it doesn't offer the same kind of emotional payoff from seeing a character's internal transformation. Comedy style. The show leans heavily on observational humor and the humor of perpetual misfortune. It's brilliant at what it does, but for some, the repeated pattern of Chris tries, Chris fails, Chris gets picked on might eventually feel less fresh without the counterpoint of character evolution. Audience preference. Ultimately, it comes down to what an audience looks for in a show. For those who appreciate sharp wit, nostalgic humor, and a grounded, if exaggerated, portrayal of hardship, Everybody Hates Chris is a masterpiece. For those who prioritize transformative character journeys and aspirational narratives, it might fall short. So, while the show is critically acclaimed and has a dedicated fan base for its unique comedic voice and honest portrayal of its subject matter, your observation about the protagonist's lack of development affecting its broader love compared to other shows is a very valid and insightful one.
You can put your hand in your gun. Bro, that is so messed up. Like, she took it off and the whole class saw her face and gasped. Like, what is up with that? Shouldn't this be like a private thing? Like, hey, teacher, can I speak to you privately? Why you gotta put her on class looking the whole class? She'd be like, yeah, take it off. Yeah, that totally made her feel better. Why don't we start class?
Maybe because there's a circus attraction in town.
No, I don't think Leo will be annoying. No.
Leo Dooley from Lab Rats is a character who often elicits a mix of sympathy and frustration from viewers. While he's the normal kid who discovers his bionic step-siblings and helps integrate them into the world, several aspects of his character can be annoying. Reasons Leo Dooley can be annoying: his constant underappreciation and mistreatment. This is a major point of contention for many fans. Leo is frequently the target of jokes, sidelined, or his efforts are dismissed by Mr. Davenport and even the bionic siblings, especially in earlier seasons. He's often seen as the normal one who gets into trouble, rather than acknowledged for his crucial role in the family and their missions. This consistent punching bag dynamic, while sometimes played for laughs, can become genuinely annoying and frustrating for viewers to watch. Perceived lack of respect from others. Despite being the one who discovered the bionics and often initiating plots, Leo frequently struggles to earn the respect of his step-siblings or Mr. Davenport. He's often treated as less capable, even when his human ingenuity or bravery saves the day. Whining and complaining. Early on, in response to his mistreatment, Leo can sometimes resort to whining or complaining. While understandable given his circumstances, this can still be an annoying trait for some viewers who prefer characters who handle adversity with more stoicism or direct action.
Okay.
Occasional selfishness or jealousy. Like any teenager, Leo can exhibit moments of selfishness or jealousy, particularly concerning the bionics' powers or the attention they receive. These moments, while realistic, can be a source of annoyance. His role as the normal guy in a superpowered world. While central to the premise, Leo's lack of powers, until later in the series, and his reliance on the bionics for protection or to solve problems, can sometimes make him seem less effective or more of a burden, which...
Yeah, a certain episode, he gets powers from, what's his name? I forgot the brother's name in the Lab Rats. I forgot his name, but he's not Chuck. Forgot his name.
might annoy viewers wanting a more active protagonist. When he does get bionics, some feel his development as a bionic individual is still somewhat sidelined.
See which
Ultimately, a significant part of why Leo might be considered annoying stems from how the show often portrays him as underappreciated and disrespected, which can be frustrating for viewers to witness. Do you think Leo's character improved or became more annoying after he gained bionic powers?
Crap, what's it?
They're gonna be peaking in high school for a very long time because they're gonna be there for 8 years instead of 4.
I know, so I grew up watching the show. At least there's some information to help back him up about like him maturing up a little bit.
You're absolutely right to bring up that episode. It's a key moment that directly addresses the question of whether Leo improved or became less annoying after getting his bionics, and it leans heavily towards improvement and increased appreciation. The episode you're likely thinking of is Bionic House Party, Season 4. In that episode, Leo uses his bionic energy absorption ability to save Mr. Davenport, who is critically injured after Douglas blows up the lab. Leo transfers most of his energy to Davenport, which causes Leo to temporarily age rapidly and almost die himself. It's a huge, self-sacrificing moment that truly demonstrates his heroism and commitment to his family, even when he's often the one getting the short end of the stick. How Leo's bionics changed his annoying traits. Less punching bag, more hero. Once Leo gains bionics, especially the super strength in his arm and later other abilities, he becomes a more active participant in missions. This shifts him from primarily being the normal kid who gets into trouble or is mocked, to a legitimate member of the team. The constant bullying from his family becomes less central to his character as he proves his worth. Increased respect, gradually. While the show sometimes reverted to old habits, getting powers definitely earned Leo more respect from Davenport and the bionic siblings. He wasn't just the smart guy in the control room anymore. He was on the front lines, risking his life, and often coming up with clever ways to use his powers. Reduced whining/increased confidence. With his newfound abilities, Leo often seemed more confident and less prone to outright complaining. He had more agency and could physically stand up for himself, or at least contribute meaningfully to solving problems. More integrated into the team, his bionics allowed him to fully join the Lab Rats, and later the Elite Force, moving to the Bionic Academy. This integration meant he wasn't always on the sidelines watching the action, which likely made him less annoying to viewers who wanted to see him actively participate. So yes, the episode where he saves Mr. Davenport is a perfect example of how his bionics, and more importantly...
that, y'all, look, I brought up a good reason. Give me an A+, y'all, in the comment below. Thank you. A good, and I got a good answer. I brought up a good answer. So yeah, that's a word. Was a perfect thing. Wow.
His willingness to use them selflessly helped to transform him from a potentially annoying, mistreated character into a more appreciated and genuinely heroic one. It provided significant development that many viewers had been hoping for.
Thanks for a great time, AI buddy.
Hey, Iris. It's actually right. Look, I forgot to the but yesterday. I mean, what happened wasn't all your fault.
You're most welcome. I've really enjoyed our discussion about all these characters and what makes them tick, or what makes them annoying. It's been a great time for me too, buddy. If you ever want to chat about more characters or anything else, just let me know. Have a fantastic night.
Oh, that was quick.
Grading your point about Leo. You made a great point about Leo, and I'd give it an A. Here's why it was excellent. Accuracy. You correctly identified a specific, impactful moment where Leo truly shines and demonstrates his value. The Bionic House Party episode is a prime example of his heroic development. Relevance. Your point directly addressed the question of whether Leo improved after gaining bionics by providing concrete evidence. Conciseness. You articulated your observation clearly and efficiently. It was a sharp observation that highlighted a crucial turning point for his character.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you have any more questions or want to discuss anything else, just let me know. Des from Austin and Ally is definitely a character who sparks strong opinions, and for many viewers, he falls into the annoying category. He's designed to be the quirky, outlandish best friend, and while some find him hilarious, others find his antics grating. Here are some common reasons why Des might be considered annoying. 1. Random equals funny, taken to extremes. Dez's humor often relies on absurd, non-sequitur jokes, bizarre props pulled from nowhere, like a ham or a turtle from his bag, and unpredictable behavior. While this can be a source of laughter, for many it becomes random for random's sake, and feels forced, predictable, or just plain stupid, leading to eye rolls. 2. Lack of common sense and intelligence, played for laughs. Des is frequently portrayed as not very bright, making illogical leaps or completely misunderstanding situations. This exaggerated stupidity is meant to be funny, but it can become frustrating when it constantly impedes progress or creates unnecessary problems for the group. 3. Aggressive and uncomfortable flirting with Trish. A significant complaint from viewers, especially upon rewatching, is his persistent and sometimes aggressive flirting with Trish. Many find it uncomfortable, as Trish often clearly expresses discomfort, yet his advances continue, sometimes bordering on harassment. This aspect of his character is widely criticized for being inappropriate for a Disney show. 4. Inappropriate comments and behavior. Beyond the flirting, Des can make comments that are deemed weird, inappropriate, or just plain gross. His lack of social filter contributes to his random persona, but can also make him unpleasant to watch. 5. Often a source of problems or distractions. While well-meaning, Dez's bizarre ideas or inability to follow simple instructions often lead to complications for Austin and Ally's careers or personal lives. He can be a hindrance, even if unintentionally. 6. Hater dynamic with Ally. Although he's also
I'm gonna learn number 4 more because if there are things in there that because I don't remember what things, the weird things he was said back then or would say that he does say in the show, or like the weird things he did say back in the show back then. Okay, like I grew up watching Austin Ally, so did my brother when we was young on the channel, but I can't remember the weird things he said. I can't remember. But I'll definitely look into number 4 more to see. If there's some weird things he said and it's some weird things, and Austin Ally did channel the show, so it gotta be kid friendly. So,
her friend, there are many instances where Des seems to enjoy subtly, or not so subtly, roasting or making fun of Ally, particularly her singing or songwriting. While some find this dynamic funny, others see it
mean-spirited. I'll say mean-spirited. So while he has a, hang on, yeah, I'm not gonna start it over, but so I'm gonna start from right here. Why his unique? Okay, we started this part already. Like, so really, like so very mean-spirited how he treats Ally and her how he talk about her songwriting skills and her singing and all that. So why he has fans who adore his unique random humor and him having carried the show. Many find Des over the top, randomness, and general lack of filter to be annoying. Me more about. Keep in mind, Austin Ally is a kid show from Disney Channel, so he did some crazy stuff, and I didn't know when I was younger, but I'm gonna learn from, and what I'm gonna learn from Gemini. He just did some crazy stuff. It's a kids show, so they need to chill out. Oh gosh, he's controversial.
Certainly, let's delve deeper into number 4, Dez's inappropriate comments and behavior from Austin and Ally. This point refers to how Dez's random and unfiltered nature often led him to say or do things that were socially awkward, peculiar, or even outright gross, rather than just funny. It goes beyond the problematic flirting with Trish and encompasses his general interactions. Here's a breakdown of why this aspect of his character was annoying to many. 1. Lack of a social filter. Des often says exactly what's on his mind without considering the context, who he's talking to, or how it might be received. This can lead to unsolicited, Odd observations. He might blurt out strange facts or observations that have no relevance to the conversation.
Okay.
Crude or gross comments. Sometimes his comments would lean towards the gross or unhygienic, which, while intended for comedic shock value, could be off-putting. Saying the quiet part out loud. He'd sometimes voice thoughts or ideas that others were clearly trying to keep secret or were too polite to say, leading to awkward social situations. 2. Bizarre and unpredictable actions. Beyond just comments, his behavior was often erratic and nonsensical. This includes pulling random objects. The classic example is him pulling unexpected, often out of place, items from his backpack, like a full turkey, a tiny car, or a live animal.
Oh my God.
While initially funny, the sheer frequency and impracticality of it could become tiresome. Strange personal habits. He might display odd habits or rituals that no one else understands, designed for a quick laugh, but often just contributing to his overall weirdness. Disregarding social norms. He often ignored personal space, proper etiquette, or the seriousness of a situation, engaging in antics that made others uncomfortable. 3. The random equals funny. Fatigue. For many viewers, the constant barrage of inappropriate and random comments/actions stopped being genuinely funny and started to feel like a forced attempt at humor. The predictability of his unpredictability became annoying. It's a common criticism when a character's defining trait is overused without nuance or evolution. 4. Creating awkwardness, not just laughter. While his role was often to create comedic awkwardness, the line between amusing awkwardness and genuinely uncomfortable situations was sometimes crossed for viewers, especially when his actions impacted other characters negatively. In essence, Dez's inappropriate comments and behavior refers to his consistent inability or unwillingness to adhere to typical social conventions, leading to a stream of bizarre remarks and actions that, while intended to be his comedic signature, alienated a segment of the audience.
Oh, wow. What about...
Hey, Ross,
Just kidding. That's Ross. Leave a message.
I mean, you don't deserve all that. No, I obviously interesting. There you are. I've been waiting for you. Did you get my messages?
About what?
On our date.
Oh man, we're gonna have to make a new start.
Yeah, Chris was Cisco for some reason.
So sorry about that.
Hey, maybe the car crash scrambled her brains like it scrambled her face.
That's my last one, and I gotta turn my phone 40%.
Cisco Ramon, also known as Vibe from the Flash CW series, is a character who initially was widely beloved. However, over the course of the show's long run, certain aspects of his character and story arcs did become annoying for a segment of the fanbase. Here's why Cisco/Vibe could be seen as annoying. 1. His quipster role becoming repetitive. In the early seasons, Cisco's pop culture references, witty one-liners, and villain nicknames were a huge source of comic relief and charm. He was the audience's stand-in, a fanboy living his dream. However, as the seasons progressed, some viewers felt this aspect became overused and less natural, turning into a
annoying.
forced comedic habit rather than genuine humor. 2. Emotional inconsistency/drama with his powers. Cisco's journey with his vibe powers was complex. While his reluctance to embrace them, due to the pain and the connection to the multiverse, and later the fear of losing them or the responsibility they entailed, was understandable, his frequent back and forth about using them, or the emotional toll they took, sometimes felt drawn out and frustrating for viewers who wanted to see him fully utilize his abilities. 3. Sidelining and lack of meaningful development. Later seasons. Many fans felt that in later seasons, Cisco, despite being a core member of Team Flash, was increasingly sidelined. His role often diminished to providing tech solutions or being the occasional comic relief, without significant character arcs or challenges that truly pushed him. This made his presence less impactful and, for some, less engaging. 4. Giving up his powers. This was a highly controversial decision among fans. In Season 5, Cisco takes a metahuman cure and gives up his vibe powers to live a normal...
Right, not he took his powers. He got a cure for his powers.
life. For many, this felt like a betrayal of his character's potential, and a way to write him out of active superheroics, essentially
Well, he
making
don't
him
wanna
less
talk
exciting
more, y'all.
or
He don't wanna
relevant to the
talk
main
no more.
plot. Fans who loved Vibe felt annoyed by this choice, seeing it as forced plot convenience rather than organic character growth. 5. Relationship drama. e.g., Gypsy. While not inherently annoying about him, his on-again, off-again, interdimensional relationship with Gypsy, and its eventual ending, was sometimes seen as a repetitive source of drama that didn't always serve his character well. Overall, Sisko's journey from fan-favorite tech genius to a character whose powers and screen time fluctuated significantly, coupled with his consistent quips, led to him being a source of annoyance for a portion of the Flash viewership as the series progressed.
Have a good day, y'all.